Now is the time for the Bhagavad Gita class. Everybody please face towards this side here. Speaker is going to be on that side here, so please face over there for the Bhagavad Gita class.
Hare Krishna, everyone. We're just going to start the Bhagavad Gita class now. We're just going to sing Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari song. If you just repeat after me, please. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Givaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Thank you. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, verse 53. The chapter is entitled The Setting of the Scene, Contents of Gita Summarized. Krishna is talking to Arjuna about the mind, which is Sankhya Yoga. The verse is on the board, on the TV screen. We're just going to recite the verse, if you kindly repeat after me. Shruti Vipratipana Te Yada Stasyati Nischala Samadhav Achala Buddhis Tada Yogam Avapyasi. Shruti Vipratipanate Yadhastasyati Nischala Samadhavachala Buddhis Tatha Yogam Apapyasi. Shruti Vipratipanate Yadhastasyati Nischala samadhavachala buddhis tadha yogam avapyasi. Anybody would want to repeat? No one? Okay, we'll just do word by word. Shruti of the Vedic revelation. If you just repeat after me. Vipratipana, without being influenced by the fruitive results. Te yo. Yada, when. Stasyati, remains. Nischala, unmoved. Samadho, in transcendental consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Achala, unflinching. Buddhi, intelligence. Tada, at that time. Yogam, self-realization. Abhyapyasi, you will achieve. So the translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jananjala Shalakaya Chakshurmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Saryam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatakalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunatham Tam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Haita Shivika Kamvitamsha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I seek all the blessings from all the Vaishnavas present here or listening online, and I seek permission from my spiritual master and Shri Krishna himself and Srila Prabhupada, so that I can speak something of good in this verse. After the verse, after I have completed the verse, you can ask any questions you have. So the purport in this class, in this verse, is to say one who is in samadhi is to say that one has fully realized Krishna consciousness. That is, one in full samadhi has realized Brahma, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. The highest perfection of self-realization is to understand that one is eternally the servitor of Krishna, and that one's only business is to discharge one's duties in Krishna consciousness. A Krishna conscious person or unflinching devotee of the Lord should not be disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, nor be engaged in fruitive activities for promotion of the heavenly kingdom. In Krishna consciousness, one comes directly into communion with Krishna, and thus all directions from Krishna may be understood. In that transcendental state, one is sure to achieve results by such activities and attain conclusive knowledge. One has only to carry out the orders of Krishna or his representative, the spiritual master. So what's happening in chapter 2 is Krishna and Arjuna are speaking. They are on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So this chapter is also part of Sankhya Yoga. Arjuna is refusing to take part in such a battle, and he requests Krishna to be his spiritual teacher or spiritual master and guide him along the path of action. He wants to know what he needs to do. Okay, so the keywords in the purport are the Vedas. So Krishna speaks about the Vedas, the language, the flowery language of the Vedas. That's most important. And samadhi. What is samadhi? I'm going to talk about it. And finally, we're going to discuss about self-realization. So Krishna elaborates about, if you go back a few verses in this chapter, Krishna talks about the flowery language, which is also stated in Bhagavad Gita 2.42 and 2.43. So it says here in the purport, man uses small knowledge are very attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommends fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, resulting in good birth, power, and so forth. So this is all about, if you do things like, if you want to get good birth, so you have to pray some demigods, and you have to do sense gratification to become more opulent. This is what it has to say in that verse in 2.42 and 2.43. So if you want to have a good life, the Vedas teach you to be purely following the dharma, and you will get the flower results. So flowery, which if you look at a flower is like something which is tangible. You touch, you feel, you take the smell. But you can have it today, but after a couple of days, the smell goes off. The flowers start dying, and after a couple of days, it dies. So similarly, that's what Prabhupada is saying in the purpose, is that the Vedas, the language of the Vedas are flowery. So whatever you do for material benefit, it's just temporary. It's not going to last you long. So it's similar to a flower. So the opulence that you will get, we are talking about material opulence, it will just last very little. Probably in your lifetime, but after that, you won't be able to get it back, okay? Unlike if you do bhakti is something you will get not in this life, but in your future life as well. You can get whatever you are doing as a bhakti, which is that we teach about bhakti. That means you will get it not only in this life, but life after life after life. So Vedas has got the karma portion of it, the karma portion, and then the spiritual portion of it. So mostly 98% of the Vedas are karma kanda, and that's like 1.9 to 2% is spiritual. So ourselves, we are trying to look at the spiritual parts of bhakti. So in this verse, like I said, Krishna is telling Arjuna about what the Vedas entangle and what he needs to do in terms of bhakti. So this is what we are going to discuss. So I'm just going to touch about the Vedas very in short. So Vedas, I think it's the only Vedic literature which goes back to 500 years after the birth of Christ. Does anybody know about how many books consist of the Vedas? 4? No? Yeah, well, good try. Yeah, so this is the path. So Yajur, Rig, Tarta, and so that's the pathway. But in terms of the books, there are 29 books, 29 volumes. Like, we have got Srimad Bhagavatam, it has got 12 volumes, 12 cantos. So similarly, the Vedas has got 29 books. So it has got the Samhitas, the Brahmanas, the Aranyakas, and the Upanishads. So Upanishads also form part of the Vedas, so which is the spiritual part of it. So what happens is that some Samhitas, which consist of hymns praising to God, like Indra, Brahma, etc. So everything is in there, in the Samhita portion of it. And then the Brahmanas, the rituals and prayers, how to guide priests in their own duties. And then the Aranyakas, which concerns about worshipping, meditation, which is again part of the meditation. I mean, I'm not saying meditation is only spiritual, but meditation can be material as well. Okay, so if you look at impersonalists, they do meditation, but on the platform of impersonalism, which is material. And then we have got the Upanishads, which is the teachings of Hinduism. So that's the Vedas. So like you said here rightly, is that Rig Veda, which is one of the oldest of the 4 Vedas. It has got 250 hymns of Indra, 200 hymns of Agni. Soma has got 100 hymns. So it's just like songs. Then we have, there are 10,600 verses in the Rig Veda. So it's quite big, So that's why I said it's got 29 volumes. The Yajur Veda has got 1,875 verses. It has got formulas, mantras, quite a lot of other things as well. It also talks about Krishna's Yajur Veda, Shukla as well in the Yajur Veda. And the Samaved, which is, it has got 2 parts of it. So it has got the Saman part, the songs, and the Samhita, the hymns, portion of the hymns, and also detached verses. And then finally the Atharva Ved. It is a short, just depicted knowledge of storehouse of Atharvanas. So what are Atharvanas are formulas, spells like intended to counteract diseases, calamities, so procedures to our everyday life. So in the Vedas, it has been written how to counteract about diseases. Some time ago, one of the priests told me that in the Vedas, it has been written how to even to build cars. So I don't know how far it's true, but I haven't been able to search that on internet. So this is the Vedas. So like I said, the Vedas is also, like I said, it is spiritual and material as well. Sorry. Now, the next part of it is the flowery language. So, like we say, like I explained to you about the flowery language. The Vedas refer to the use of rich, descriptive language that describes lavish rituals and promises to heavenly rewards. So, if you follow the Vedas, you can go to the spiritual planet. You can even go to the heavenly planets. Right, so we have got spiritual planet, which is Krishna Loka, Vaikuntha, and the heavenly planet. So if you do good things, I still remember when I was when I was a child, my mom used to say to me, "Okay, do this, do that. Don't do the bad things, because if you do bad things, you will go to hell. If you do good things, you will go to heaven." And perhaps most of you will had this teaching, if I'm right. So this is what it entails. The Vedas, it talks about the heavenly rewards. So it tells you about material desires, sense gratification, but it doesn't go deeply into spirituality. Like Vedic texts, it doesn't go deeply. That's why we have got our Bhagavad Gita, we have got our Srimad Bhagavatam and CC. But Vedas, it promotes activities of attaining worldly benefits, like a better life, the next life, or power, So, but it has got very less way to achieve spiritual goals. In the Vedas, not in the Vedas, but in the Bhagavad Gita 2.42 and 0.43, Krishna says a less intelligent class of men, which is avipaschita, are very much attached to the words of Vedas. That's what I told you. So, which recommends fruitive activities for elevation and heavenly plants, which result in good birth and so forth. They say that there is nothing more than this. This is what most people think, but there is more to it. So, Srila Prabhupada, in general, he said that we are mostly avidya, we are ignorant. So we attach to our fruitive activities, which is also part of the karma kanda portion of Veda. He stresses that the execution of fruitive activities, we have to abandon that. Because if you don't abandon that, you have to accept upasana kanda or bhakti kanda. Jnana Kanda, Karma Kanda will lead you towards material life, but not Bhakti Yoga, unlike Bhakti Yoga. There's a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 4:22. It says that one who observes, in the Vedas it also says that one who observes Chaturmasya vow will attain eternal happiness in the heavenly kingdom. Now, this verse, which is, again, it says, Sakta Gramya Sakecheya Karma Tantra Vitanute, which means if you perform fruitive activities, which is we are attracted by, and we will get what we desire is material happiness. So Chaturmasya is also, we have got 4, it starts from July till September, October time. Many people observe Chaturmasya. Chaturmasya is a very good way to achieve spirituality as well. So during that month, we observe on the day of Ekadasi starts. The periods of like Asada, June to July, we are told not to observe full moon, not to eat spinach, in July, and then in the month of Bhadra, which is late August to September, we should not eat yogurt, and we should not be drinking milk in the months of late August, September. It also tells you about not to eat fish and other non-vegetarian foods in the months of Kartik, which we observe anyway. So this will take you to spirituality, will give you a little bit of more bhakti as well. So this is why Chaturmasya is important for us to follow. So the next part of it in this verse in Bhagavad Gita 2.53, Srila Prabhupada describes samadhi. Now, what is samadhi? That's an important subject. In Yoga Sutra 3.3, it says, Tat eva tha mantra niparasam swarupa sunyam eva samadhi. The meaning of samadhi is a state of intense concentration achieved through meditation that we do exactly. So in yoga, this is regarded as a final stage, in which there is union with the divine. So you are connected to the divine spiritually. You're linked with yoga. You have achieved that state where there is no falling down. You are just concentrated in Krishna. You're just trying to he's your goal. That's what samadhi means. For you to achieve that, I'm just going to explain how we do that. So the mind is, in the samadhi state, the mind becomes completely absorbed in the object of meditation. The mind is no longer focused on any object objectively. And the essence of the object, not the details of the object, but it's steady, unmoving, and you're aware of wide range of phenomena. So the object is meditation merging into one. This is samadhi. The other meaning of samadhi is the tomb. In Hinduism, we say, samadhi is someone's tomb when someone dies. So this is the second part. But we are not going to talk about samadhi, which is a tomb. We're going to talk about samadhi, which means spirituality, how to connect with the God. So when your consciousness is not disturbed, you will remain in the trance of self-realization. You will not be disturbed. You can perform yajna selflessly. This is what samadhi is all about. Now, to do samadhi, we have to clean ourselves. Now, there are two types of cleanliness. There is internal cleanliness and there is external cleanliness. When we talk about internal cleanliness, we're talking about, when we talk about external cleanliness, we are talking about, bathing, brushing your teeth in the morning, shaving yourself, changing clothes. This is purely external cleanliness. Now, when we talk about internal cleanliness, we're talking about 9 processes of bhakti. So what happens, we start with hearing, we hear about Krishna, we start chanting, we chant the holy name of the Mahamantra, and then we start remembering Krishna, which is called Vishnu Smaranam. And then the next stage is serving the Lord's lotus feet, which is Pada Sevanam. And then at some point, our devotees, what they do is they would install a deity of Krishna, they would do deity worship, which is called Archanam. Now, when they do Archanam, when they do deity worship, the process is known as Vandanam. So you're developing Upasana. Upasana means mood of worship. You're offering prayers. The prayers could be any prayers, like Queen Kunti's prayers. There are lots of prayers in Srimad Bhagavatam. So you're just maintaining your deity worship by doing prayers, you're offering prayers to Krishna. And then the next stage, about the 9 processes of bhakti, the 6th one is Dasyam. So you're executing the orders, which is as a devotee, you become Dāsa, it means servant of Krishna. So in this process, some of us would take initiation, they aspire for a spiritual master. So they take initiation, they become a devotee of Krishna, they execute the orders of Krishna. And then also then the 7th one is serving as a friend. So they become Sakyam. Sakyam means to serve Krishna as a friend. And then the last stage of the 9 processes of bhakti is complete surrender. Complete surrender is when you completely surrender everything that you have, mostly material, and then you just give everything to Krishna. This is Pada Sevanam, Atmanivedanam. So you completely just concentrate on Krishna. So these steps, these processes will take one from the step from material consciousness to the samadhi state that we are talking about. Okay. Now, samadhi is also a state of equanimity, which is calmness and compose. So you're rightly there, you're in advanced spiritual state and advanced spiritual consciousness, and mainly those people, devotees, sannyasis, monks, yogis, sadhus, they have attained this stage. Okay. Now, there are 2 types of samadhis in spiritual consciousness. There is the Sachichara. This is a type of samadhi which is associated with reflection, concentrated on subtle objects of meditation, like the mind and the chakras. And the other samadhi is called Nirpija Samadhi, which is a state of meditation without the object of focus or seed, that is considered as ultimate goal of yoga. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talked about who are the people who are in samadhi. So he talked about Atmaram. So there is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita which Lord Chaitanya explains. It says, Atmaramascha munayo nikranta api ukrame kurvanti akhaitu kim bhaktim etam bhuta gunoharihi. So those who are Atmaramas, they can worship Krishna because they are situated in this, explained here in Samadhi. So they are highly conscious, highly spiritual conscious. So as I explained to you about the Vedas, now, fruitive activities can lead to dissatisfaction and a cycle of suffering and desire. It can also hinder spiritual growth and devotion, which results in bondage instead of liberation. Some say that the real purpose of life is to return to Godhead, and that is the temporary comforts of life is illusory. They also said materialistic studies are an obstacle to spiritual progress, which is true. I mean, if you are materially bound, if you're too much material, then it will become an obstacle to your spiritual progress. That's why you guys are here, your people are here tonight. So the principle of Vedas, so what I wanted to explain to you is how do we choose which part of Vedas you need to concentrate on and which part of the Vedas you need to, take out of your consciousness, and which part of the Vedas you need to consider that will give you, promotion to your own life. So there was an astrologer called Sarvaja. So he was a representative of Vedic literature. So one day he approached a poor man. So he went to see a poor man. The poor man said to him, "Can you look at my horoscope?" And the poor man said to him, Sarvaja, the astrologer, said to him, "Why do you want me to look at your, at your hands about your astral?" So he said to me, "I have got a hidden treasure, so I want to find out where it is. So maybe you can help me." So the astrologer said, "Okay, I will tell you, but But what happened? Why did you not see it yourself?" Then he said, "My father. So he was." He had, before he died, he had this treasure which he has hidden somewhere. However, he didn't tell me, and he passed away. So now I don't know where this treasure is. So I want to find out. And today, if you look at my state, I have got no food. My house is dilapidated. I don't have a good life. So if I get the treasure, I'll get a good life again. I will start a good life, and I'll be opulent. Then the astrologer said, "Okay, I can do that." So what happened then? He said to him, "Okay, if you go to the south, which is Karma Kanda," the astrologer told him, "if you go to Dakshina, which is the south, you will find that the house has full of angry washers and drones." So the south side represents ritualistic performances with expectation of material benefits. It represents ritualistic procedures which cannot yield the ultimate spiritual goal. Okay, it is mainly fruitive activities, karma kanda. You will get bitten by poisonous insects, which represents sufferings brought on by fruitive activities. So he told him, if you go on the south side, you will get just karma kanda. If you go onto the north side, if you go onto the north side to look for the treasure, I'm just warning you, you will see a big black serpent which will devour you. So the direction of the north side represents impersonal mystic meditation or yoga. So the gaping mouth of the black snake of impersonalism sits like a trap, ready to swallow anyone who treats too closely. So we class as impersonalism as one of the dangerous, motive. So we should not be even thinking about impersonalists. And it is the greatest enemy for devotional service. So this is in the south. He told him, if you go in the south, this is what you will find. And then he told him, if you go to the west side, the astrologer told him, if you dig onto the west side, your hands would not even touch the treasure because ghosts fiercely guard it. There are lots of ghosts which are guarding the treasure. So ghost represents the mental disturbances that bewilder one's concentration, and it shakes our resolve. So the west side represents Jnana Kanda, which again, if you read Bhagavad Gita, it talks about Jnana Kanda. It is philosophical speculation. So which not only one falls to grant the ultimate treasure, but also causes us to deviate from its pursuit. So we have had the north, the south, and the west. And then finally the astrologer tells him, if you go to the east, this is where the treasure lies. Now the treasure is real yoga, which links one with the Supreme. Thus, astrologer will finally reveal the true path of success. So if you dig a small, he tells him, if you dig a small quantity of dirt on the eastern side, your hands will immediately touch the pot of treasure. So the treasure is the Bhakti Yoga. This is what Vedas represent. The Vedas has got the north, east, south, and the west side. So the west side is the spiritual side of it, so which is very little, and the rest of them you will get bitten. You will have the snakes which will bite you. You will achieve fruitive activities. So that's what, in short, it is. The Vedas. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Sarvasya chaham hitish nivisto matar ismitar jnana apohanam cha Vedais cha sarvai aham eva vedyo Vedanta krit Vedanta ved eva chaham. So he says that I'm seated in everyone's heart. From me come remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I'm to be known. Indeed, I'm the compiler of Vedanta, and I'm the knower of the Vedas. So if you concentrate on Krishna, what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 15 and 15, he says he's a knower of the Vedas. So why should we even going towards Veda? We should be concentrated towards Bhagavad Gita, not the Vedas. Okay. I'm just going to talk about a little bit about Krishna book, which is again about samadhi, what samadhi means as well. So what's happened in Krishna book in part 7 of Krishna book? One day Lord Krishna and Balaram, they were, they had the cows. They were with the cows. They had lots of, they were doing their own activities. So they're pasturing the cows. So there were a few boys who came around with them, and then he asked the boys, could you go to this Brahmana? There was a Brahmana who lived nearby. He said to him, could you go and tell him to give him some food because they are very hungry? Because, Then the boys said, yes, we can go, why not? Then he said, the Brahmanas, they are doing Vedic sacrifices known as Angira, just to elevate themselves to higher planets. This is what the Brahmanas were doing. So the boys went to get some food from the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas refused. They said, look, we are doing some sacrifice here. We're not going to give you anything. So the boys, they were kind of not happy, so they returned back to Lord Krishna and Balaram, and then they said to Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, well, we went to the Brahmana did not give us anything. And then he said to them, did you chant my name when you went there? Did you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? And the boys said, no, we didn't. Then they said, you should have chanted out my names, and they would have given you some food. And we're still hungry, and we haven't eaten anything. So if you go back to them again, maybe he would not give you the food. So why don't you go to the Brahmana's wives? So the Brahmana's wives, they were devotees. So they were, they were real devotees of Krishna. Also the husbands, they were involved in, Vedic sacrifices, but they were not devotees. But the wives were devotees of Krishna. So the boys, so just run, and then, but before they went, Lord Krishna told them, you have to chant my name before you go to them. Then the boy said, yes, I will do what you want, how you want it. So the boys started chanting, and then they went to the wives of the Brahmanas. So they approached the Brahmana's wife, and they said, look, Lord Krishna has sent us, and they are very hungry. They have got the cows with them. They have been doing lots of works, but they want some food to eat. So we are begging. So he said, we're begging some prasad from you. So the wife's Brahmana said, why not? We'll just wait. We are going to offer some. At the time when they approached them, the wives of the Brahmanas, they were offering food. They say to them, okay, just wait. We are going to give you some prasad to take to Lord Krishna and Balaram. So they were very kind enough, and then They gave them some prasad and then they took it to Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram. When they saw the food, the prasad, they were very happy. They consumed them and it made their mind. And then they said to the boys, well done, whatever you have done, that's very good. So it was a good deed by the boys, because they instead listened to to Lord Krishna by asking them to chant the name. So when the chanting was the chanted the name of Krishna with real devotion. This is called samadhi. So without any motive. So this is what the boys did. So for devotees to become in samadhi, to become just purely immersed in Krishna consciousness, you need to have this. You need to leave everything behind. You shouldn't be thinking even a dint of material philosophy. So what it is this is a spontaneous devotional service. If I go back to the gopis, the 8 gopis, they're always in trance. They're always in spontaneous samadhi, because they're always thinking of Krishna. They do not think of anything. So this is real samadhi, just thinking of Krishna, acting on Krishna's purpose. Another samadhi example would be, if you go to, if you think about the spiritual world like Krishna Loka or Vaikuntha, the devotees who live in Krishna Loka, they're always in trance. They're always Krishna conscious, without any motive. So this is again, it's samadhi. When Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrindavan, so Uddhava went to Krishna to Vrindavan. So Uddhava saw that he was in trance. He saw that there is no better than him. So when he saw the Brajavasis in Vrindavan, and then realized, the Brajavasis were kind of, they were lamenting because Krishna has left. They were lamenting Krishna's separation. And then Uddhava realized, oh my God, the Brajavasis are better than him, because Brajavasis are spontaneously in samadhi. So they're constantly just thinking of Krishna. Even Krishna has left, but they were still in separation. But so that means he's nothing. His devotional service to Krishna is not even at any level to the Brajavasis. So this is what samadhi means. We have to worship in awe and reverence. Mam namaskuru. We have to pay obeisances to Krishna. And the other way to do it is we have to take obeisances we have to obey to our spiritual master. So when we obey to our spiritual master, which is paripadena prashnena sevaya, so we obey to our spiritual master, we carry on our instruction, what our spiritual master says to us. This way we can achieve samadhi. And when we do devotional service, it should be first-class devotional service. There's a verse in Brahma Samrita 1.111. It says, Anyabilati sita sunyam, jnana karmadi anyarvitam, anu kulyena krishnanu silanam bhaktir uttama. So we need to render service in favor of Lord Krishna, not unfavorably. That means anukulyena pratikulena. And then the last part of it is how we can also achieve samadhi is by the Sistakam prayers, 4. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam ja va jagadi isha kamayek. Mama janmani svare bhagavatat bhaktir ahoituki tvai. So we should offer, pure devotees should not aspire for any material benefit for devotional service, nor should he be enamored by fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. He should always be engaged favorably in the service of the Lord. That is the highest perfection of life. So this is the end of my class. If you have got any questions, answers, or comments, or any feedbacks, please feel free to ask. I'll try to answer as much as I can. Hare Krishna. Anybody, any questions? Okay, we'll conclude here. We've got a few minutes left. We'll do some kirtan, and then at 7 o'clock we will have Gaura. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. All glories to you, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Wait, are we doing it now then? Wait, what's going on? I'm actually confused. Huh? No, but what's going on? Are we... Okay. You wanna play? You play. You wanna play? Okay. No, Mike said he wanted me to sing on the mic. He wanted to sing me. He told me to sing on the mic. Or should we just leave it? Oh. Bruh, I don't want to do this. Should I? I don't. What do we do? What do I do? What should I sing? What tune should I sing? What tune should I sing? Yeah, start with that and then. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. So I don't know. I just got put here, but I don't know what to do. Yeah? Oh, huh? Okay, fine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. No, just time. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for coming to Bhaktivedanta Mana this wonderful Sunday afternoon. A kind request, if everyone can please stand up for the arti, and please put all your mats and cushions just by the other pile of mats and cushions which is located just by the entrance of the temple room. Please do this as it is a health and safety trip hazard. So we'll be singing this wonderful song called the Gaura Arti song, and the lead singer will sing the first line, and we then request you to all join along. Hare Krishna.
Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati ko shobha. Arati ko shobha. Jana vitata vane Jagamana lobha. Everyone sing as loudly as you can. Tata vane Jagamana
jana vitata vane jaga manalobha jaga dakhine nitacha Ame gadadara